That's right, art friends. No references were used to draw these heads. It was all done from imagination. My name is Perseus, and this week's video is about the basics of drawing a head from any angle. I still highly recommend using references when learning how to draw, but I think comfortably drawing from memory is a good skill any artist should have. And by the end of this video, you'll have a good foundation to draw something like this from memory. Now, without further ado, let's get started. As a side note, if you haven't seen my previous video on how to draw any face, I highly recommend checking that out first to lay the foundations we'll be using today. I also have a very exciting announcement to make at the end of this video, so please stick around. And back to the main feature. The way I learned to draw the head was through something called the Loomis Method. It's a technique developed by a man called Andrew Loomis to deconstruct the head into two basic parts, the cranium and the jaw. This establishes our understanding of the head as a 3D object, allowing us to imagine rotating it in space. Our cranium will be represented by a sphere with the sides cut off to indicate our temple, and our jaw will be represented as a shape I can't put a name to. Here's the same head at a different view again. To create this 3D shape, we're going to start with a sphere, erase the sides, then draw a cross to give us a point of reference. We'll extend our vertical line straight down to the desired length of our face and divide that line into thirds. This is the first way I modify the Loomis method. I'm going to divide my cranium into thirds vertically, extending the line straight down to the same length as the chin. This will give me the placement of my eyes and the width of my lips, which we'll see later on. Now, drawing the jaw and plane of the cheek is the second place that I modify the Loomis method. I'm going to put a middle line between line 1 and 2, which I will call the eye line because it's where I'll place my eyes, treating line 1 as my brow bone and line 2 as the end of my nose. To draw the plane of the cheek, I sketch a line from a point on my eye line to the edge of the chin. You'll see that this accurately represents the human skull, as the widest point of the face is the cheekbone, which is almost in line with the eye. To draw the jaw, I'm going to start from where I would place my ears on the same line of the eyes and draw the angle of the jawbone to align with the mouth. And there you have it, the most basic construction of the head. I highly recommend getting this foundational skill down first before drawing in features, as understanding basic proportions and the construction of the head gives you the tools you need to draw more complicated angles in the future. Let's put this into action, but first, if you've learned something new, please hit the like and comment if you have any questions. Now we're going to draw a top-down perspective. Because the cranium is closer to our eyes, it'll be larger, and because the jaw is farther from our eyes, it'll be smaller. And then the distance between our forehead line, eye line, nose line, and mouth line will in turn be foreshortened. You'll find that the vertical lines we use to divide the face will all converge towards a vanishing point away from us. The same can be said about the bottom-up perspective. The jaw will be larger because it's closer, while the forehead will be smaller because it's converging to a vanishing point. I'll admit, I struggle with this perspective a lot. The jaw is already an odd shape, and drawing it from the bottom looking up just makes it even more difficult. On top of that, you also have to draw a very odd angle of the nose, which I will cover in another video later on. Finally, we'll do the side view. This is a lot easier now that we've done more difficult angles. Everything is pretty much the same, but you'll find that the angle of the jaw will be more pronounced as it's fully visible to our eyes. This method that I've outlined is so useful that when I'm in a pickle and struggling to draw an angle, I always fall back on this to get me out of it. When all else fails, go back to the fundamentals and build up. After you've practiced this step and become a master, you can add the features onto the character and see your work come to life. Put your eyes on the cross-section of the vertical lines dividing the face and the eye line, the nose between line 1 and 2, the mouth between the nose and chin, with the width being the distance between our vertical dividing lines, told you we'd get to it, and finally our ears from our eye line to the line of the nose. And there you have it. By following these steps, we now have the perfect foundation, and now you too have the power to draw a head from any angle. But wait, there's more! Finally, I'm excited to announce that I'll be starting a new series, which I lovingly call the Vanilla series. It'll be composed of in-depth looks at drawing different parts of the body, and I'll be breaking down everything you need to know to draw any feature anyway, from the eyes to the nose and all the way to the male and female form. I call it vanilla as a gag joke for now, not because the subjects I'll be drawing are basic or boring, but to poke fun at the fact that most faces people draw to teach others tend to look the same. And I'll ironically end up doing the same in an attempt to help you create more diverse people. That's all for today's video. Please like to show love, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to see more content like this. And vanilla. Ciao!